Right off the bat, I just want to say how important you are. You're important. That's not that's not up for debate, okay? You're just important. Your life has meaning, your life has value. You're great. You're crushing it. I'm glad that that's out of the way now. You need to remember, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't do this still. This is just something I'm working on. So, me making this video for people to see is also me reminding myself. All of our lives are so important. And it hurts me to think that, like, we place so much focus into quantifying our value by the perception that other people have of us. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? We're so important individually. We are so unique. We are a unique species. We are a very intelligent species, and yet somehow, and emotional, and yet somehow we just, like, why do we do that? Okay, Nickelback. Okay, maybe that wasn't Nickelback. It sounded like Nickelback. We need to quantify our value, our importance, based off of our own view of ourselves. If you hate yourself, but you want people to tell you you're important, that's not gonna work, my friend. Where's that gonna lead you? It's so crazy thinking back. I remember the time period in which I started to love myself and fall in love with myself was after the giant transitional thing in my life. Um, it altered everything I knew. It was like the biggest change in my entire life, and it shaped everything. And it was so painful because it was so big in my life, and I felt like my life was over. I'm editing this video right now, and I just wanted to pop in and say, you don't need to have like a giant transformative shift in your life in order to start loving yourself. You just need to like realize that you need to. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. It's not that it doesn't have to be that complicated, but for everybody it's different. The camera's tilted, I just realized. Whatever, I love you. The way that others view us, like, we all want to be perceived in a positive way. Side note. Something that pisses me off is when somebody like hurts your feelings and then you talk about it, they're like, "Are you talking shit about me?" No, I'm just explaining what happened. Maybe if you like treated people kindly and like did good things, for example, people would talk positively about you. People are really messed up, but it's not your job to fix them. You are their own specimen. That is their job. Get that energy out of here. Um, Something I realized this year is the fact that I don't want to I don't want to have a friendship with somebody, or dare I say romantic connection. I don't know. I don't care. It's where the people in my life are only kind for something, are only showing up for something. Not just because that's who they are. The most attractive quality in literally anybody is ambition. If you think that being a certain way is going to bring you any sort of connection, that's like, you're living a lie. You know what I mean? Overall, I think I said this in another video, but you are able to grow and change and learn. Learning is my favorite thing in the entire world. I love learning. Give me information. Put it in here. What? While maintaining things in your life. The good things. Because when you're growing, when you're learning, when you're changing, you're making room for like the new things to come in and pushing out the old stuff, but you're still able to maintain like the good things that you want to keep in your life. Relationships, you know, material things, whatever. I don't know. Those two things can be true at once. Circling back to showing up as you are, because people with pure hearts will ultimately just, you'll connect better because they're not going to try to like, they'll accept you as you are. You know when magnets, you like push them together and then like they like two opposite ends of the magnet and they like go like that. Yeah. A thing I've realized recently is people are so committed to overlooking you because they don't know who they are. That they don't pay attention to like genuine connections. They just want something to have something. People will want somebody to get them through. instead of somebody who gets them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want somebody who gets me, not just me getting them through. You know what that, does that make sense? Not every single person I'm gonna meet in my entire life is gonna have genuine, like, intentions, and not every single person in my life I'm gonna meet is gonna have this huge, like, connection. Like, a lot of the time we're so reluctant to show who we really are because we're afraid of being, like, neglected or judged or whatever. And that could be for so many different reasons, but we have to learn that, like, no matter literally what, we're going to be judged to some degree. There's nothing we can do about that. We go through phases, right? I've been through so many phases in my life. We've all been through so many phases in our life, right? The whole idea of phases is finding who we are. We don't know who we are. Especially when we're really little, especially when we're in our teenage years. We don't know much about ourselves because we're just getting started. Like, we're just getting started. Hookup culture, dating apps, I don't know a single droplet about that, and I try to stay as far away from that as I can because none of that energy is fulfilling to me whatsoever. And I don't judge people who do dating apps and do hookups and stuff, but because, like, you're finding yourself. Just be safe. I don't know. Anyway, we can want something to just work so bad, but things can become worse when we try and try to fix things. I used to see videos online that were like, or why do people just break up and not try to fix things? Because not everything can be fixed. No! The whole thing is like, don't force things to work when they're not going to work. Everybody's experienced something where, like, I need this to work. Keep trying, but it doesn't work. That's a sign that, like, maybe it doesn't work. Oh, just an example. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, and that's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be difficult to. That Kool-Aid is not gonna be too sweet going down. But once it starts digesting, where is this going? I don't know where this is going. But make sure. Yeah. And I've been thinking, like, how much I don't feel like I belong. And it's interesting. A few months ago, I was like, wow, I can really get along with almost everybody. Like, I fit right into a lot of situations because I can just get people, I can just vibe. And that's still true. Like, that's still true. I can get along with a lot of different types of people. But I need change in my life. I need to get out of here. I love it here, but it's not where I need to stay. Like I've said in a previous video, I felt so disconnected from a lot of the energy of society lately. But there's so much that I'm drawn to, and I'm gonna go straight for that. It's really exciting to, like, keep moving. Being creative and growing is very scary and painful, and, like, it's what's the word, redundancy? Let me make sure that I know what that word means because I'm not trying to embarrass myself. Hold on, I think I know what it means, but let me double check. Yeah, redundancy. That's kind of the energy lately. There's still things in my life, in my general, that are so important to me that I'm gonna keep with me forever. But I'm at, like, a moment where it's like, oh my god, this is what I need now. Like, I'm no longer a part of that energy. I'm getting out of here, man. Makes me so happy. Oh, my hair didn't look absolutely atrocious this entire video. I decided to do these braids last minute. Also, they're not French braids, they're twist braids because. And even these, everybody was like, oh, these ones are so. Only a minute. These ones are so simple to do. It took me like 3 days to, like, learn it. I was, like, doing it all day, every day, trying to freaking do it, but I did it. And it was still difficult. This one took. It was hard. Sometimes I'll just put my phone down. This is what I do. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I sit like this, and I just sit without my phone, and I just kind of exist and forget everything. Exist in the moment rather than finding something to fill it in. That's why I'm so happy to talk about these kinds of things, because I used to think the complete opposite of what I talk about now. I used to think it was so corny to like fall in love with yourself and self-growth and spirituality. I used to have such a weird view on that stuff. And then I finally was like, okay, staying in this space of like hating myself I've never gone anywhere existing in that space. Huge moment I realized I finally love myself was when somebody just wasn't being who they said they were. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm here. I'm here. If they're not, I am. I also, especially recently, was so overwhelmed with the creative process that like I want to do so much at once. I can't. I need to be like, okay, moderation, Sarah. The whole idea of creation is that there's no rules. I don't need to do just one thing. I don't need to have one outlet mean everything. It doesn't need to define me or like an overhead light. I can have multiple outlets be equally as meaningful and have a different space and layout for everything and have it be valuable to me. Um it's not going to contradict me at all by having multiple different, like for instance, my videos. Sometimes I like to edit them with funny things, satirical edits, stuff like that, like funny things, like, and then other times I don't because I like the idea of combining really serious sit down discussions with humor, because it makes it just so much more real instead of, I don't know. Does that make sense? Naomi, Naomi. Oh my god. Yeah. I can't get done everything that I want to do before my demise, but I can try, and that's the point, to just try. One of my favorite songs growing up was Vienna by Billy Joel. I remember being like 7 years old. I remember the TV was playing that song, and I was just standing there, kind of rocking back and forth like a weirdo, and just singing it and like being like, "Damn, these lyrics are hitting." And my whole entire point for recording videos is to just show up as I am. That's the theme of the video. Circling back to that. Just being myself, and if people like it, they like it, and if people don't, that's not my problem. That's interesting about me. I've literally let people into my home who have been so evil, and I like was like, okay, I'm giving you another chance. Let's see if you can do this. Like, people prove themselves, they tell on themselves all the time by not saying anything. That's also interesting, and by just being who they are. Creating can be very vulnerable. You have to be, but being vulnerable, that shit's hot. That shit's like attractive. Feel things, that's like attractive. Showing emotion, it's tricky, but it's worth it. I always, always, always tell myself that these videos are only gonna be like 5 minutes long, like a little quick sit down chit chat. Oh, here's a reminder: love ya, be good, be strong, be kind, see ya. And then it ends up being like 35 minutes to like 3 hours of recording. Because I just have so much to say. Drink your favorite drink because you deserve it. And I love you. Have a good day. Bye bye.